The other big game that we have ahead, and it'll be happening before you and I get a chance to talk, which I think for folks who are looking to put a date in their diary is next Monday that we've arranged that we're going to do the show, and it'll be live again, and hopefully we'll get a good few more of you involved in comments this time around. But just in terms of the City Challenge and what we are looking at there, I think an awful lot of people were taken aback by just how badly the wheels came off for City. And yet they're not on a bad old run at the moment. They have 3 wins and a draw and a loss in their last 5. They are on a interesting points total of 44 from their 25 played. So as they look to assess where their season is, it's 16 points behind Liverpool is where their season is. And I have put myself out on a limb, Jan, and I've said that to a mate of mine at work that I wouldn't be spectacularly shocked if City just City the rest of the season and end up a little bit closer than people might like, and perhaps challenge Arsenal. If we're going to be positive about things, that we can hopefully hang on to this lead and perhaps challenge Arsenal for that second spot. And the people I said it to, I was daft. The wheels come right off there. Don't agree with you. I just thought I saw some signs of some sort of rehabilitation. And if they are going to go deep in the Champions League, which is obviously going to be very, very important to them, Jan, where the Premier League is looking like it's a bridge too far, they're going to need tempo, they're going to need form, they're going to need to be putting down results on a regular basis. So I have this fear that that's exactly what's going to happen. And as a result, I think this is going to be a very, very difficult game and not as easily to write off as, well, City are crap at the moment. Do you know where I'm going with that, or would you agree in any way?
I don't know. I really don't. So it's easy to anywhere the way thinking, yeah, because there's enough proof in the last 6 or 7 years. That's what City do. So I can comfortably see how you get there, Trevor. The only problem with it is there's performances this season from Manchester City I can't forget, And even I was going back to the Real game the other day. I mean, they're winning one, Trevor. They get nervous about winning 2-1. They don't know how to see out the game. And we've never been able to accuse Manchester City of that. But now they don't look capable of seeing out the game. But then they do the Newcastle game where they win 4-0. And I looked at that lineup and I just wondered whether he picked that lineup against Newcastle with Real Madrid line, and he left the likes of Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne on the bench because he wanted them fresh for the game against Real Madrid. And maybe that team he played instead, he's gone, well, this is maybe a little bit more than is what we need. That energy, that pace to be able to keep up with the opposition. Having said all of that, Trevor, if you look at their back four in that game, Lewis right back, Kusanov, the young boy who signed from Uzbekistan, and John Stones, that's 3 of their back 4. That surely cannot be enough if they play with them to get a result against Real Madrid or against Liverpool. I understand all the others, and Marmoush, we knew Marmoush coming in, potentially a very good player, he's a goal scorer. Erling Haaland has slowed down a little bit, isn't it? But I just think that the ones who've hurt us in the past, Ruben Diaz at the back being commanding, and Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Rodri and whatever, they're either not available or they're some way off their best. So I still think I just can't. I was at the Arsenal game when he lost 5-1, Trevor. I just can't get away from how easy it is. That was the one thing for 7 or 8 years, how difficult it was against Manchester City, how difficult it was to hurt them, how difficult it was to score against them. And even if you were winning 2-0, the game was never over. I just think that they're a little bit fragile. They're not quite the City that they were. They might surprise me. There was 1 or 2 of them that played really well at the weekend. They might surprise me. I don't know, but I just still think that we got more quality than they had right this moment in time.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that for sure. When you see a bench, though, like they had at the weekend, where they can take off Kovacic from there, and Nunes comes on. Kevin De Bruyne is unused. Bernardo Silva, like you said, wasn't playing. He was sitting there on the bench as well. They can run out 4-0 winners against Newcastle with a team of Ederson, as you said earlier on, Kusanov alongside Stones at centre-half. Gvardiol and Lewis were their fullbacks. They had Gonzalez and Gundogan at midfield, and Foden, Savio, Marmoush supporting Haaland. And Marmoush ends up looking, I thought, like he was struggling a little bit up until then with a hat-trick. So all of these things sort of work together, and Haaland's back in the goals as well. I don't know. I think because they have this European campaign ahead of them, it behooves them to try to get into some kind of form, whether that will be against us or whether they'll continue that comparative renaissance against us is another thing.